I can only do it sideways like this.
As you wish. You're not in that condition when you could sit in some particular way.
Well, yes.
Sit as comfortably as you like. Marat?
Javdatovich.
What is your nationality?
I'm a Tatar.
Tatar.
Yes.
By nationality, you're Tatar.
Yes.
Mobilized or contract soldier?
A contract soldier from the camp. Veshnik.
I see. Veshnik. Where did you serve? Well, where did they send you?
In Lugansk.
No. What about the unit?
Bashkir regiment. I just don't understand this question. I just don't want anyone to get nervous. I never really got into it, you know?
Look, we have a free conversation. You don't have to know or understand everything. It's not that I want you to tell me 100 accurate things.
Yes.
First of all, do you voluntarily consent to the recording and publication of this
Yes, but I
interview?
don't quite understand your questions.
Name of the unit, regiment, division.
Bashkir regiment.
Bashkir regiment. That's it, Bashkir, so Bashkir. What was your sentence?
Well, 4 years in total, but I wanted to be released earlier.
Only 4 years?
Yes.
For what?
Attempt murder, but so to speak, there was no harm to the person's health. Attempted murder.
Attempted murder, right? Did you actually try to kill someone or what?
In 20 minutes, I think it's possible to kill a person with a knife, for example. And if I wanted to, I would have killed. I just didn't want to.
It depends on how and what you do and what you want in general. What happened anyway?
We had a fight, and while he was waiting for me, he called the staff at that time.
Waited for you?
He arranged the meeting himself because there was some tension between us.
Did you fight with him first?
While I was driving to the meeting, he was already expecting that there would be a negative conversation, and he had already called the police while I was on my way to him.
He called the police, right?
Yes.
And then you started fighting and you had a knife.
And they already separated us, and yes, and I had a knife. I was standing with him, that is, and they separated us. Also, he had no harm to his health. There was nothing.
So there were no stab wounds?
No.
But did you have a knife?
I did.
Well, that's enough.
Well, yes, I get it.
Okay, I see. And, why did you decide to go to war?
I promised one person that, well, I was counting on getting home this year.
How so?
Because she wouldn't live long enough to see me return, and I promised her that I would be home this year.
Did you promise Grandma that you would be home? Fine. Look, you're going to war.
Yes.
What do they do in war?
They kill.
They kill. And you kill and you can be killed,
Yes.
right? From a moral standpoint and according to your worldview, is it acceptable to kill someone just so you can see your grandmother sooner?
I didn't kill anyone. I understand now how you look at this. I understand what you're paying attention to. But you see, how can I tell you? There were no plans to go and kill. I saw that I would be different somehow, and that's essentially how it turned out.
Do you understand how this looks from the outside? I'm going to war, they kill in war, they can kill, but that wasn't in the plans.
Well, yes.
Okay, tell me, how did it go?
How did they take me prisoner?
Well, in general, so you signed the contract, as I understand it.
Well,
Where
yes.
did they take you next? When was this, when you signed the contract?
December 4th.
Drink some water, you're starting to mumble, I can hear it.
December 4th.
December 4th.
Yes. They took us through Voronezh, and we went to Voronezh by bus. There we waited for others. 9 of us arrived, and another 19 were supposed to arrive, if I'm not mistaken. And already there on a Kamaz or on a Ural, I don't remember.
While you were waiting, did you train?
No, we were there for 1 day.
Ah.
And that's it. We were brought to Lugansk, to this regiment. There we trained for 2 weeks, or rather 12 days. And then to Kreminna.
Into Kreminna? How
Yes.
many of you were taken there?
Well, about 40 people, probably. Well, we didn't fit in one car.
Okay, what was the task in Kreminna?
Reach the points where ours were, but There were no longer any of ours there.
Let's imagine that you are now telling people who have no idea what you are talking about.
Well, we had to...
Explain what it looks like. Where did you go? Is it some kind of forest or
forest.
field?
Some forest.
Some kind of forest, right?
Some forest, yes. They give us a phone there, and the points are already on the phone.
Okay.
Well, that's all.
And you just have to go to these points.
Reach these points, yes.
How many of you went to those points?
It varies, sometimes 6, sometimes 5, but on average 5, 6 people.
5, 6 people. How many points?
Well, we had one of ours, larva.
Okay, then let's talk specifically about your point and how many people went there.
6 people went.
6 people.
Yes, and 3 reached it.
What happened to the other 3?
The other 3, well, one of them, his legs, they didn't hurt, but he couldn't walk fast. That is so. And 2 were wounded. 2 were wounded
And with what?
well, with what? Drops from a drone.
Drone drops? Huh?
Yes.
Well, you see that you're walking. Drops are coming at you, all that stuff.
There were drops the whole way.
Yes, and at that moment, did you already understand where you ended up, or was that how you imagined it?
No, I didn't imagine it that way. I didn't expect them to come so quickly. Well, I expected that it would come and fly away and that's it, but there were 4 of them
When you
per
were
person.
in prison or in the camp, what did you imagine? What did you think it would be like?
How did I imagine it?
Yes, I'm interested in how these people who are sitting there in Russia imagine this. They're probably showing you something on TV, or they are deliberately showing you some kind of propaganda programs about all this.
I never even thought about it, you know. I didn't even think I'd get there. So when we were getting ready to go out, well, to our point, to the larva, they immediately told us you're unlikely to get there. There was one man who said so, who returned from there, one of the whole group that went. He said, you're unlikely to get there, and if you do, you will not return. That's it. You couldn't even imagine it.
And yet you go.
Yes, I go, I'm telling you, because I held a rifle. Well, let me show
Yeah,
you how.
sure.
I held it by the strap and it dangled there like that. Why? Because when it hangs like this or like this on the back, sometimes when you find small cover positions, you can't get in there with it. I get stuck everywhere there. So I would always throw it in first and only then climb it myself. That's it.
You didn't understand the question. When you were still in prison in Russia,
Oh, in prison, I didn't even think about how it would be there. In prison, I
we
didn't go
started
for...
with the fact that you were in prison. And you wanted to
yes.
go back to your grandmother because you
Yes.
promised her you would come back
Yes.
this year. And for some reason you decided that if you went to war, you could return to her this year. Didn't they tell you at all how long the contract was signed for?
They said for a year.
Okay. It doesn't make sense.
Why? I hope the war would end, that it's almost over. What? I always hope for something good.
When you went to war, did you hope that by going to war the war would be end?
Well, sometimes like that. It didn't work out.
Yes, something didn't work out.
Well, a little bit. Well, it will be a little delayed, but it will still end.
It will end. It will end, of course. Everything ends someday.
Here you
Whether
go.
we will live to see this or not is another question. In short, it is how you imagined it all when you were there. That you are going
Not
to
that
war
I
and the
would be
war will
captured.
end.
I even imagined that I wouldn't go to the front lines. When I was still in prison, I didn't think what I would have to shoot, because I immediately said that I had never fired a rifle or machine gun. There is no need to be able to do it there. You can also, in the rear, so to speak.
Did they tell you so?
Yes, they say that it's not necessary to know how to shoot. In short, there is something for everyone to do. That's what they said.
Like in your favorite movie, A Clerk at Headquarters.
Something like that.
Yes. Well, that's,
Well, things didn't run out quite that way.
really?
Well, I just don't want to talk about it now.
Or not at all?
Not at all.
This is closer to the point. Anyway, Okay, you don't want to tell the truth. If you don't want to, then you don't need to.
Well, why not?
Well, a person can't sit in prison and imagine that he's about to go to war and that it will end when the war has been going on for 4 years.
Well, a lot of people here think so. By the way, I'm not the only one who thinks so.
All right. 2 were wounded and 1 was killed, right? Or how it happened?
No, one just didn't go.
1 is smart. There were 6 people, 1 of them was
He
smart.
then went with another group anyway and was killed, as far as I know. I heard this later on the radio.
Okay, but what would happen if you refused to go?
If I were a deserter, nothing good would happen.
What?
I would be a deserter, that is, I would back down.
So what?
There were many like that
so
there.
What happened to them?
Nothing there. Well, then they walk around the perimeter somewhere or other. Someone is hitting the bathhouses.
Well, that's fine.
I understand your question. You want to know if they get killed for it. No, they don't.
I didn't ask whether they were being killed or not. I asked what happens to them.
Overall, I wouldn't say anything bad happens to them. But some people seem to find dugouts and sit there.
Well, that's cool. It's just like you imagine something you could do somewhere in the rear without even a weapon. So you could have refused and gone to hit the bath house or something.
They didn't just refuse, they ran away.
And if they ran away, then what? You say they were hit in the bath house and ran away. It's unlikely that this can happen at the same time.
Well, of course they ran away at first.
At first they ran away, then they were caught and ordered to the
Well, I
bath
don't
house.
know. I gave you this as an example. I'm not saying that they were exactly hit in the bath house. I just don't know what exactly they do there. I was only there for a day.
Got it. Oh, so it was you who was brought in and immediately sent to
Yes,
us
I
out.
was there for 24 hours. I stayed there for one night and that's it. I didn't even stay
Get
there
it.
for a day.
There were 5 of you, 1 refused, and there were 5 of you, 2 were injured. What happened next?
2 were wounded and the 3 of us went. The droppers were flying at us the whole way. There was a power line there. I made it to the power line and there was one of our IFV standing there,
So?
broken down, if I'm not mistaken. I stood behind it and wanted to run away from it through the sands. I ran there and saw that everything there was mined. I went back and followed the map. Well, we had a map and I followed it. I look there, I don't remember exactly, 250, 270 meters left to get to that point, and we run past the power line. Let's say the power line goes there, and there are 3 lines on both sides. We run past the power line, go into the 3 line, and then there are droppers again, and we hide from them. They dropped near me, but did not hit anyone and flew off to reload. We realized that they would come, and we quickly run to another dugout. They fly in and start bombing that place. We hear it. And then I saw when we ran further into the forest, I noticed we were very close to the point, and that's it. We heard on the radio that our guys were walking around somewhere. Well, we caught our breeze, had a smoke, and moved on. Next we go and look, barbed wire all around. The tree is cut down and there is barbed wire everywhere. So let's say dugout this point here, it was a dugout this point. And so the barbed wire goes, here lies along. The 2 of us walked along the log, and one guy walked on the top. And there's a little window here just below, and they're waving at me and shouting, "Bro, come here." I ran up. One of them first shouted, "Bro, bro," and I thought they were ours. I run up. My gun is hanging like this, and they say, "How are you holding the gun?" And 2 others with guns say, "Don't hold your gun like that. Let me show you." I say, "And who are you?" He says, "Ukrainian." I say, "Got it." They ask, "Who else with you?" I say, "I'll tell you now." I'm starting to move away from them. I'll move it. I start pulling away from them and say, guys, we're in trouble. I say to my own guys.
You already reached your people, right?
I approached my guys, yes.
And how far were yours from ours?
These two?
Mm-hmm.
They were next to me. One was almost standing next to me.
I
He
get
just ran. And the other one is here. The entrance was here. Well, that is, I say, guys, we're in trouble.
And what do they say?
Well, they started bombing them, so I went and say, go tell the second one, and I'm slowly moving towards them too. And these ones ran away, and they started dropping on them, those who moved further away. They started dropping bombs on them, and in short, they started shelling them. Well, at least I saw that when they ran, they came out safe and sound, I hope.
Do you think they were able to escape?
Yes, I hope so.
Ah.
They just ran so fast that I didn't even see them run away. Well, when we were running to you, they dropped bombs on us. And something exploded just a meter away from me. They even, when they captured me, say that you were walking through the minefield. You were supposed to explode there.
Well, yes.
They told me so seriously. The Ukrainians themselves said you walk around and everything here is mined.
No. They could have run away and they could have even run back to your positions, but then they would be just sent away again.
Yes, I don't argue with that.
That is, if they are not in captivity, they most likely they do not exist.
Yes?
Do not physically exist. Okay, so that's it. It's not very clear. Ours, you...
I stood right here and they ran away.
Did you hand over the rifle?
Yes.
You handed over the rifle and then they told you, go tell your guys, right?
Yeah, they told me to call my guys.
How far away were they?
Damn, how far away? Well, in meters, let's see. The layout was quite large. I just want to show it on the glass. Well, damn, about 15 meters. Well, I had the opportunity and he said,
So
go
they
call.
could have just shoot them?
They could. They could have shot
Well, I
me
see.
too, but they called me over. And that's...
I just don't understand. When they started running, why didn't they shoot them then?
They were shooting, I'm telling you. I saw them shooting. Maybe they shoot at the legs, maybe not. Well, in short, they missed.
Got it.
They fired and the drops also flew after
Understood.
them.
What can you say about Ukrainians, about those who fight, about those who took you prisoner?
About those who fight, well, about those who took me prisoner, how can I tell you? They are also soldiers. They are also sent to the
Yes.
front lines.
Yes. How do you think, why don't people like you here?
I've always seen it like this. There were wars before, and it was mutual. You weren't like there, they weren't like here. What's there to love? We're at war with the locals.
Yes.
This is how I see it. Because everything that is happening, all this cruelty. But why should anyone like us? We're at war with the locals.
Yes, but you see, the thing is, one side attacks and the other side defends.
Yes, I see that.
Who is attacking and who is defending in this situation?
Russia is attacking.
Russia. Could you speak more plainly, because I don't think
Yes,
you can
yes.
be heard?
Russia is attacking.
Yeah, Russia is attacking. Well, they probably don't like you because you're an occupier.
Yes, because I attacked, but I don't think we just started attacking for no reason. Just because of what? Did we just start attacking for no reason?
No, well, of course, for a reason. No one attacks without a reason.
Maybe so.
It's not like you woke up and decided, let me get up and attack now.
Well, yeah, for example, I go
Of
fight
course.
with someone.
Of course, someone wants to see some else's land. Right?
I don't know, I think we have enough of everything ourselves in my country.
You have enough, but let's talk about your dugout again. You were standing at point A, you were sent to point B. On a simple logical level, why?
To take point B.
Oh, so you're seizing lands trying to seize it. Since you were trying to capture point B, right?
Well, yes.
It seems everything has been proven, right? That is, one country is trying to seize the lands of another country.
Well, yes, yeah, the facts speak for themselves, I don't argue.
Of course, for a reason, of course, in order to seize territories. People, territory. this kind of interest. Imagine that you are now in your prison where you were serving time.
Yes.
Or in colony. What was that? And you know what really happens in war. That is, you can no longer believe in fairy tales, fables about the fact that...
Well, I understand the question, so you mean would I do this again? I understand you well. Well, probably not. Well, I don't know how to explain it to you. Because you know what? I know my relatives are now saying, why you idiot. So, of course, I wouldn't go just because of my relatives.
How do you know what your relatives are saying?
Because they worry about me. It wasn't the first time I was going to do this, but this time I just silently went and signed the contract. And half of them still didn't know that I left. Only my brother and aunt knew. No one else in my family knew. I don't have parents. My brother and aunt knew everything and they immediately said why. My brother immediately said it's better if you sit out your sentence.
In short, you wouldn't go because of your relatives, and if it weren't for relatives, would you have gone? Even thought you know that it's essentially 13 deaths.
Well, I don't even know what to answer.
Well, think about it. Once again, we have a free conversation. We have freedom of speech. Let's do it within the framework of free speech. For once, you can just say what you think.
You know, it's a kind of mixed feeling. If it were from prison, no, I wouldn't go. If it was from freedom, then maybe I would go.
If it was for freedom, you would?
If I were free, maybe I would have gone, yes. Well, because...
Why?
Well, again, if it weren't from relatives, if there were no relatives, let's say. And since I'm alone, I'll be on my own, that's why I'd go.
For what? Suicide can be simpler.
Yes, I know, that's what we were told, that it was a death contract. Well, I don't know, you know? I don't even know how to explain this to you.
I'm genuinely interested in this, I'll say it this way. I think this will be studied by doctors or future generations. Well, you know, all these psychiatrists. Well, in general, specialists in this field. Because what do we have? We have a man who left prison. He left prison because he told his grandmother that he had to see her and all that.
I wanted to leave early because of my
Also, a one-year
relatives.
contract would hardly have been able to do this. Well, he thought the war would end soon. Okay, let's say we imagine that we all just believe it. But then we get to what you have already seen, you have already understood. You understand that this is a one-way ticket, you yourself say that this is a death contract. That is, you understand all this, and when we come to the question of whether you would go again, you say that you probably wouldn't have gone from prison, and you would have gone from freedom if you didn't have relatives.
Well, you asked the question, if it weren't for relatives, let's say. The way the conversation was going now, if it weren't from my relatives, I would have kept serving my time. That is, you asked, would I have gone or would I not have gone if it weren't for my relatives? And I say I just didn't go earlier because they were worried about me. I tell them, okay, I'll sign to get out and in a year I'll get out. And they tell me, don't, and I silently signed it, and then the enlistment office came and they said, and so everything seemed fine, let's go. That's it, I signed it. I'm telling you, I didn't tell them right away. I didn't tell them for a long time. They locked me in the isolation ward. I didn't speak, and when I came out of it, only later I called my aunt. I understand what your question is about. The question is that because my relatives tried to dissuade me before, I didn't sign. And then you say if it weren't for my relatives, that is, no one would have been able to dissuade me, and you ask whether I would sign or not.
I understand. Either I asked the question incorrectly or you didn't quite understand. Look, again, you know how things happen here, you know what happens in war, right? And, it's not about relatives. You're in prison and you're offered to go to war. They tell you again that you don't have to shoot from a rifle, you can see it out somewhere in the rear. Would you go or not? If you knew what was really going on, Here we accept as true the fact that you didn't seem to know what would happen here. And I ask, what if you knew how everything really is? Would you go or not?
Probably not.
Why is it so hard to make such a decision? No, I'm serious, I want to understand. Once again, have you realized yet that this is a one-way ticket?
Yes. I'm telling you, probably not. Well, why? Well, all sorts of situations happen. If 100% of people went, I would also support 100%. But if everything is the same as it is, I would keep serving my time.
Wait. If 100% went of their own free will, would you go for your own free will too?
I would support, well, the whole camp. You just understand what the point is. I wouldn't be default. Well, let's get specific like this.
By default, you wouldn't. So in the conditions you were in, you wouldn't have gone.
No, I wouldn't have.
Now it would be even more interesting to develop this idea further. And if you understand that no, and under normal circumstances, you wouldn't go. Under normal circumstances, what percentage would you say go, and what percentage refuse to go? Here are some of those that are...
Go where?
Well, right now you have, for example, 100 people serving in your camp, right? Well, I don't know how many people
300 people.
300 people. Out of the 300, how many will refuse and how many will go?
It seems
what do you think?
to me that is it everyone who wanted left. No one will go anymore.
So those 300 who remained are same people who understand that they don't need to go, die, and kill.
Well, yes, I think they wouldn't go anymore.
Okay. Thank the gods that such people still exist. But out of the 300, there are still a few like you, who for some reason still decides to go.
A little.
A little.
Well, maybe there's still a little bit left.
And in that case, you now come to your senses and say, no, if I had known, I wouldn't have gone. And if the 300, that is 299, besides you went, would you go too?
Certainly.
Explain why.
Why? Well, first of all, in order to support. Why? So that there is unity.
To support what?
Support unity and our guys.
But you understand perfectly well that you're going to a foreign land and you are not welcome here.
I understand, yes.
You're not fighting for anything good, kind of right here. Or are you?
Well, I don't know.
I just didn't ask about it. Do you even understand why you're fighting here?
Well, I've heard all sorts of things. For example, I heard that there are missiles aimed at us here. The fact that there are missiles here that are aimed in our direction.
Okay.
I don't know.
For yourself, I'm not asking now about what you heard. I'm asking for yourself. Did you understand what exactly you were fighting for?
Well, what for? For justice, I think.
For justice? Excellent. What is justice in general and in this case?
Well, what is justice?
Our conversation moves into the philosophical realm. Here, you see, there are no state secrets. I'm just asking, what is your understanding of justice? It's a normal question.
Well, to be fair to all people, I think...
Okay.
Even when I was in the hospital in Kharkiv, there were those who treated us very well and those who treated us badly. So...
And our prisoners return from Russia captivity and say that almost everyone treated them badly. They didn't feed them, didn't provide them with medical care, and they abused them. I can show you all these pictures and all this, but I don't think there's any point. So what's next? What does justice have to do with it?
It's just that many even say that, well, I don't know, they had a division there. This doctor, so to speak.
What division?
Well, among them, they're neither one thing nor the other. They're kind of split down the middle. Looking at these doctors, well, I don't know, they were even arguing with each other.
Doctors have different human attitudes toward you, the occupiers, right?
Different views, I would say.
Different views. So, justice means that you need to take up arms, go to our land and kill people so that doctors can make peace among themselves. Or what?
Well, doctors are people too.
Yes, of course, they are people too. The problem is that while you went there, Russia
you had
wasn't
no problems.
there. We had no problems at all. Well, that is, people can talk to each other about anything as much as they want. As long as they
Yes,
don't
I
shoot
agree.
at each other, it's good for health, so to speak. What does justice have to do with it?
I don't know, I'm telling you, I heard that missiles are aimed at us. Someone brought their missiles here and they are aimed at Russia.
Well, Russia first started shooting its missiles at Ukraine, launching them. And then Ukraine attacked drones and
No,
everything else.
some different kind of rockets, not like...
I get it, reptilians.
yes.
The reptilians
Yes,
are
yes,
sitting
yes.
on a spaceship
Yes,
with
yes.
NATO riding on top. And they directed
Yes,
missiles,
well,
beams,
just like in cool
lasers,
movies.
blasters. Right?
Yeah,
This?
well, just
Great.
like in cool movies, yeah.
Then I have no more questions in theory. No, seriously. What missiles?
I don't know, I haven't seen them. Yes, I now understand what you're getting at now.
I believe it because it's absurd, right?
Yes, I haven't seen it, but I understood again. Why are you getting at this now? I understand you to some extent.
Let's call your brother or whoever we were supposed to call. We still wouldn't agree on anything here. I think the way of thinking has been revealed in general.
Look what I have here.
Whoa.
Well, yes, I got blown up a little bit.
Blown up?
Yes. How are the things at home? How's your nephew? How's Marina?
And you didn't say anything at all about the explosion.
I told you.
It's okay, everyone is fine. Tell your brother and at the same time we'll listen to
Also,
how
brother,
you
I
blew
wanted to tell you something. If there is some connection with my command there, it's fine, right?
up. No, it's fine.
Look, bro, if they are alive, two of my comrades abandoned me also. Son and Welder are their call signs. In short, they left me alone and unarmed.
I see.
Yes, and also I got blown up there, near the dugout.
Got it. In the forest.
Enemies. Yes, I was unarmed at that moment. The enemies dragged me into their dugout and provided me with first aid, in short. That's what happened.
Got it, got it. Got it, bro.
In short, this is nonsense.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're still alive, but honestly, it's unlikely they could have been blown up. What I'm saying is that they just ran off and left me right away, so that's how it all happened. Maybe I would have been killed too, I don't know how things would have turned out otherwise. But they ran away so far that I didn't even have time to react to their movement.
Got it.
Well, is everything okay at home?
I think it was in the chat that they, in short, died in my opinion. Well, son for sure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We had already... I don't know about Welder. Accounted for that.
I see. Find out something about Welder. I see, brah. Is Vicky alive, this Serega?
So why do you need this? Are you planning to take revenge on them? Well, if at least someone miraculously survived, what will you do?
Why should I seek revenge? So that they know, so that the team knows. Why take revenge? I'm not going to take revenge
What
on
could
anyone.
they done in such a situation? Tell me then. So you approach and surrender at your
They
weapon.
could at least tell me that we were running, but the two of them walked away and ran away. Let's say so at least. I just told you, go tell them. Just a second,
We
bro.
are in no hurry.
Tell them that there are enemies here and we have to do something. The three of us would have gone and run away, but they left me. And normal people would say, let's
Wait,
run together.
Well, that can't possibly happen.
Why that?
Well, that's unrealistic.
Did they run away or what?
Certainly. You have such big posters hanging everywhere. Did you see? Russians don't abandon their own. It says.
Well, we will deal with them. They were bombed as well.
So do they abandon or not?
I looked at it in such a way that they were simply scared by the droppers, that's
I understand. So do they abandon or not?
all. I think not.
And you abandon it?
Well, because of fear.
So they don't abandon at all, but they abandoned out of fear.
Anything can happen in life.
Write it down.
I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
Will you go to war?
No, why would he go? He has a family.
I wouldn't.
Why?
He has a family.
What for?
Well, I'm also wondering for what.
My brother had no way out. He was bullied in that camp.
I suspected that this was the case. Did they create conditions for you under which you had to go? You didn't have any options. What did they do?
Well, can we skip this, please?
In general terms,
I want constantly solitary
in
confinement.
isolation wards. It's like being alone, cold,
Yes.
hungry, right? Dark.
Yes.
Everything is clear. All right. Say bye-bye.
Thank you. Brother,
It seems like we're talked about everything,
well, give me
so
just a minute.
what was the reason for the isolation wards? Specifically, were they used to force you to go to war?
Maybe. Well, I think that I behaved, but I don't know.
A detention cell is usually used when you violate the rules of confinement. That's when they start putting you in isolation. Why am I even asking? It's not something I'm particularly interested in. I'm just interested in the trend itself.
I'll tell you this. Before, when I used to be in prison, well, it's not my first time being in prison. When I used to be in prison, how it was then and how it's now. Everything is completely different. If there are any options, then I'm not ready to serve time like this. I can't serve time like this there. Well, I can. There's a strict regime there.
There is no backdoor at all, right?
Well, kind of.
Do you have something to say to your fellow countrymen?
Everyone has their own head. How can I tell anyone anything? I have never imposed my opinion on anyone. Since childhood, I have not interfered with anyone.
What do you mean by the word impose?
I understand what you are talking about and why this question was asked.
Look, I have, for example, my fellow countrymen, right? Well, for example, let's put it this way. You have people who live in the
So?
same city as you, right? Everyone has acquaintances and friends.
Yes.
Well, you have someone like that, right?
Of course I do.
Would you advise your brother?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Not to my
Not
brother.
to your brother.
And I have friends who want. Let's see. You see those who want to, but they are rejected.
Why not? They don't understand where they're going.
This is not their first time.
Oh, these are the ones who are already
Yes.
professional killers and who
Yes.
make money from this. Well, that's clear. No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about those who are still confused. Well, which, like, don't understand what will happen.
Well, you see,
don't
they still
understand.
have some experience. I'm among them. My friend mostly didn't serve time. They were all in the army. Some were there. They were already
We
serving.
know this army.
Some of them went through the Chechnya war. They were there at some point.
No, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about simple people like your brother. Would you tell them to go to war?
No, they work. Everything is fine with them. Well, for example, there are some I wouldn't recommend it to. There are many like that who I know. Well, what am I to them? They'll watch me, right?
Who knows, but I hope they will.
I would tell Kostya and Dima, don't
Write
go.
in the comments if you watch.
Kostya, Dima, don't go.
Just don't use your nickname because they will send you there.
No need such. Some people sign up for this while drunk. Well, that's stupid. So, everyone must approach it soberly.
There were a lot of guys like this here.
So,
Had a fight with a wife, got drunk and went to the enlistment office and went to war.
yes. The wife left and that's it. He went off to war. Yes, there are people like that. Also, I'm telling you, I don't like to impose myself on anyone.
It's not about imposition. Why would anyone impose something on someone? Moreover, I'm not sure that you will be able to impose anything, even if you really want to. So you live, you're a normal person, right? Family or not, there are prospects in life you can somehow live, work,
well,
develop,
let
study.
him leave.
Is there a point of him to go to
No.
war?
Here you go, my brother has no point. Let him look after the children.
Well, and that's where we can end. That's it?
I have nothing to add.
Okay.
God bless everyone and God helps.